What is up? It's your boy the Canologist. So we're going to be doing push notifications for Android today. We're going to be doing two methods. This video is going to be about using OneSignal in Firebase, and I can do another one using Beams in Firebase. Pusher Beams is another service, so OneSignal is a separate service as well. These can both be used for both iOS and Android, but for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to do it for Android for now, just because there's a lot of other details in iOS that requires authentication, and don't want to do that right now because it's fucking bullshit. Okay, so let's get this for Android. So right now we have our working app from the last video, so watch the video on how to set this up. Then I'm going to terminate the app. So I'm going to go here, hit the red button, terminate the app. Then you're going to go to OneSignal. So right now you can have Firebase console. What we can do is first go to OneSignal, set up an account. This is a brand new account, so all you have to do is pretty much put your Gmail in, and this will give you access to OneSignal and all its features. I'm going to go set up push notifications now. Click on push, set up push, and then here is going to be push setup documentation. So I'm going to say Android, continue, and now we're going to have to get a Firebase setup here. So retrieve your Firebase console, rear Android documentation. So open that. Then you want to go straight to this. So create a Firebase project. So go to Firebase, create a Firebase project. Let's just call this Hello World 1. Continue. Actually, wait, is there a way to go back? I don't need the Google developer program. This is just for a test. You guys probably won't need it either. Enable Gemini. It's fucking useless for me. Google Analytics. We don't need this because we're just testing. But if you want to add it, you can. It's not a big deal. So we just wait, let it do its thing, and it'll create a Firebase project. What you need from this Firebase account is two files. One is the Google services.json file. So that's what allows you to connect to Firebase and use the Firebase services for push notifications and Firebase Cloud Messaging. So if you see something called FCM, that's called Firebase Cloud Messaging. The second item you're going to need is a private key, so that your OneSignal account has access to your Firebase account, and that way they can talk. And then through that Google Services file, it has the permissions to use the features for Firebase Cloud Messaging. That's how it works. So let's go back to this. Okay, create the project. Perfect. Add by adding Firebase to your app. Okay, cool. Android. Now we have company and app name and all this shit. So your package is generated at the build Gradle file. Okay, cool. So let's go to the build Gradle scripts, build Gradle project file, IO hello world Cordova. So that's your package name. So you want to use the same thing. Android package name, IO hello Cordova. Nickname doesn't matter. Now we can go register app. So if we're following the documentation, make sure the Cloud Firebase thing. So basically create a project, select it if you already have it. 2, make sure it's V1, and then Cloud Messaging tab. So this is all kind of accurate, but I'm just going to walk you through what we need, because it doesn't fully go. If you go through these docs, it's kind of like patchy, which is why I'm making this video, so you guys know exactly what the fuck you're doing when you need to get this set up, and you need a no fluff guide, right? So register app. It's going to take time. Okay, cool. This is the Google services.json file that you need. The second you download this file, shove it in the Android file here. So there's going to be an app folder. You just take it and drag it into here. So that's what we're going to do. So download. This is your Google services.json file. So what we're going to do now is just drag it directly into, see that? The app file. You're going to have a window like this come up, and you're going to hit refactor. So now your app file as a whole has access to these services. That's how it works. So let's go to the Android refactor. And that's about it. Now if you go to Finder, go to Android, you go to the app folder, you should see the Google services.json file in here. So that's how you know it's all good. You might not see it in the actual Android Studio unless you have it enabled. So like it won't really show here. Unless I'm not seeing it, but it generally won't show. So that's fine. As long as you can see it in the Finder folder, you know it's there. And then as you can see, 12:24 is the time, and it's 12:25 right now. So now we know that's a current file that we added. So that's that. Okay, the next part is, let's continue along the guide. Let's get Android Studio, Google. Okay, push this. Go to next. Okay, this is the important part. So you can use either Kotlin or Groovy. If you're using Apache Cordova, you're most likely going to be using Groovy, because Kotlin is if you're actually just creating an app from scratch. Cordova already has pre-configured code written in Java. So if you're just using plain Java, you don't need Kotlin, you use Groovy, and Groovy is just plain Java. This is the part that gets kind of tricky, that a lot of people fuck up, and I've spent a lot of time on this, so I'm just going to give you guys the shortcut. You don't need both of these, but we're just going to add them for argument's sake, and then we'll troubleshoot it on the video just in case you guys go through these steps and get stuck later. Okay, so let's go to this. This is the root level project, so project build Gradle. This is Google Services 4.42 apply. So copy that and then go to your root level. So that you want to put this in plugins. This is the root level. Root level is the project. App level is module app. So if you look at build Gradle here, it'll show you project and app. So this is Hello Cordova at the project level. This is Hello Cordova at the app level. Build Gradle module app. So this is the project level. Let's follow the guide. Root level, project level. Make sure you don't fuck these up, because your app will not run. You're going to get build issues and errors if you don't do this correctly. So double click. Now we're in the build Gradle project level. Then we want to look for plugins. Okay, if it doesn't exist, we create it. It's got a build script. Task clean. Okay, cool. Path. Build script, and you can also even ChatGPT this stuff too, or DeepSeek it. It will help partially. What we'll do is create a plugins folder. So what I could do is just create a plugins folder and then just add this there. So I'm going to do this right on the VS Code. Let's go at the bottom. We'll just create plugins. That's it. But there's some sort of issue here. Build Gradle exists, google.com, com tools, dependencies. I think dependencies is where you could also put it in. It's got id com false, dependencies, plugins, Do not place your application dependencies here to belong in their individual model Gradle files, class path. So what we'll do right now is this: errors and warnings, plugin management, build deprecated. So what we'll do is, all you have to do is this: just copy this and use ChatGPT. Find rules and then check my project level file for correct plugins instructed. You need to put this here. Mostly correct. Plugins. This is correct at the project level. So this, I added this. Is it in the correct spot? Yes, you've added in correct spot. Cool. Now we just leave it as is. We just do exactly what the Firebase instructions say. ChatGPT looks like it's agreeing with us. Cool. Next, you want to go to your module app level Gradle file and then plugins. You want to add these two lines. Add the Google services.gradle. So this is the line we want, and then com Android application. I keep opening VS Code by habit. That's not what I'm trying to do. Okay, so now we go to the module app level build Gradle file. This is the app level, this is project level. Then we want to go to the plugins section. So build script, look for the plugins. This is a big file. So look for where the plugins already exist. So you can just control F. Apply plugin. So this is already here. This says apply plugin. So plugins, com Android application, com Android Google CMS. I did it again. So then we're gonna go, we could technically go apply at the bottom. I just want to see what's here. Dependencies, implementation, apply plugin, Google CM, Google services. Google CM, Google services. This is already there. So since these are both already there, we don't need to do anything. So this is where critical thinking comes to play. This, however, this Firebase bomb, this is technically supposed to be there because you don't know what version of the package you might need. But what this does is it actually throws errors. So if you add this line in, you're going to spend hours thinking you've done the right thing, and it's going to throw an error. So if you know exactly what you're doing in terms of what packages you have and what versions you're using, don't use the Firebase bomb. So right now for me, I don't need this Firebase bomb line because I'm just testing right now and I know none of these other packages are going to conflict, so I'm good. I'm not going to add this because adding it will actually throw an error. So you only put that in if you absolutely don't know what you're adding to your project. But if you do know, it's better not to have it there because then you will spend a lot of time. Trust me, I spent days looking for this one line that fucked everything up, and just removing that one line, Firebase, this Firebase bomb line fixed everything for me. So let's go to the next. Now we go to the console. Okay, so this is our project. We got the Google services file. We got all our plugins and packages installed. Next thing to do is get the private key. So make sure Firebase Cloud Messaging is API v1 enabled. Okay, let's go check that real quick. Project overview. Settings. Fuck is this? Cloud messaging, API v1 enabled. Okay, cool, that's done. It's already pre-configured that way. Then we go to service accounts. And once you're at service accounts, you could select Java and all this. You don't really need this. You just need to generate new private key. So if you go here to the docs, product details, Firebase cloud messaging, cloud console enable, you may need to wait a few minutes. That's all fine and dandy. Generate a Google service account JSON file. So like this window that we're here, just click generate a new private key and it'll create a JSON file. That's what you have to put in this OneSignal place here. So we're gonna do that real quick. Let's go to OneSignal. Okay, so generate new private key. Generate. I'm gonna delete this shit after, so it doesn't really matter if I'm sharing it. We go choose file, open, upload complete. So now this will link to your Firebase account, save and continue. So now let's say if we go back, it'll show you the Hello World B133. And then if we go to the home, Hello World 1. And then I'm willing to bet it's B133 as well. If we were to look in the specs, yeah, Hello World 1 B33. So that private key basically says, this is my OneSignal account, please hook up to the Firebase account. And this is access to those services, and the Google services lets you use the packages that you've installed for Firebase Cloud Messaging. Okay, so I hope that's all clear for you guys. Simple, easy, straight to the point. Let's go to the next portion. Save and continue. So we set up the project for Android, but we're using Cordova as our actual distribution for the app and our setup and the platform. So select Cordova and then continue. Okay, now you get an app ID. This is important because now we have to use Cordova documentation to get this working. This app ID is going to come in later, and this check new subscribers, right now it should show nothing, and that's what we expect. Once we've actually installed Cordova properly with all the Androids set up, then when we refresh this should turn green and should show our registered user. All right, so we go to Cordova documentation. Okay, and then the next thing we go to is this click Cordova. You need to install this OneSignal plugin. So copy it or click that. Then you want to go to clear this, CD training, and then okay, test app, platforms, Android, clear. Then you want to go, actually, since you're using Cordova, you want to work at the platform level, so you want to CD one file out. So CD, you're at the platform level now. And now you can add this to Cordova's platform level. So now you just paste the line that you took from here. What the fuck? What is this? Cordova platform add, Cordova plugin add. Okay, Cordova. Add the OneSignal plugin to your project. This is Cordova, it's not Cordova project. This is good though. Now we can troubleshoot this on the fly. Cordova plugin, add Cordova plugin. Okay, let me go one level deeper then. So CD, Android, boom. Cordova plugin, add not found. Add OneSignal. Oh, I can go brew install Cordova. Okay, so do I have to go brew install Cordova? Let's go. installation of Apache Cordova, npm install G Cordova on Windows, npm install. So we'll just do this in a separate window. So let's create a new, and then I'll just cd back to the platform level. Then I want to go here, clear npm install G Cordova. This is global install of Cordova. So that way I can use this Cordova command anywhere in my project from now on my computer. Okay, 66 packages, this is done. Now we go back. Boom. This should now work. Perfect. Adding Cordova plugin to OneSignal. So that's good. Now we click on, there's a bunch of these options. We would just want the simple Cordova. This is where that app ID, you see this app ID? This is where this comes in handy. So this is documentation. In your www.index.js file, we want to add this Cordova item, essentially. So let's take that. Instructions for Cordova. On device ready, add event listener. On device ready, add event listener. Okay, so this is what you have to do. So you have to go to Finder. Let's start from scratch again so you guys can follow through. So go to your app folder. So let's go to training. Where's training going at? Okay, cool. Let's minimize this. So now we go in here. Then we want to go, let's close the platforms folder. Let's close this. So this is the app folder as a whole. This is where the app is hosted. So every time you build your app, it takes a snapshot of this whole app folder and places it in the platform. So it places it in Android and it places it in browser. All right, so we want to go to this level. This is the platform level. Index.js file. So we want to go to the thing, OneSignal app, on device ready, and we want to just add this code. So go here, copy it. Then you want to go to that www folder. And there should be an index.js. That will be located www.js index.js. So js index.js. So open that. This is the file. So what we're going to do is we're just going to open that in. We're going to open that in VS Code. So we're going to go here, open with VS Code, just because it's easier to read. And as you can see, this on device ready is already there. And this Cordova version, document get element by ID, all this shit, Cordova is now initialized ready. All you have to do is replace this code with the stuff inside. So if for simplicity's sake, what I'm just going to do is go here, Control A, delete, add, save, and that's it. So now your app ID is what you should put here. So you want to go to this section, take your app ID, paste that, save. And then the next thing you want to do is follow this. Android setup built for Android. Cool, cool, cool. Make sure your Firebase credentials are there. If you skip this step, OneSignal will display a default bell icon. So now that we've taken our Google Services file, put it in the Android folder, and then what we got to do next is the project folder, and we killed the Android app here. Let me just make sure it's nowhere to be seen. So hover, hold this, app info, because we're going to do a fresh install. So go to app info and uninstall the app here. We're at 24 minutes. It's not bad. Considering I have to explain everything, this is actually pretty fast. Uninstall. Just make it easy on yourself, hit OK. Because now we have to rebuild with this app ID, and the Google services file and all that stuff stays. So it just does a rebuild. We're going to rebuild the app, so it's going to be... So right now, I just want to show you guys what to expect. This is the Android folder. And as you can see, Android has an app folder. Within that app folder, if I close down everything, and within this Androids folder, there's a platform www. And it gets all these plugins and tools and all that stuff. So build, src, Gradle, these are the Gradle files, all this stuff. Then there's the build files. And then there's the platform, www, plugins, and all that. So you want to make sure that this file is updated, because when you rebuild this file, you go Cordova Android, which we'll do now actually. Now we have everything, right? So this is Android setup. Make sure your OneSignal is configured. Set your notification to match. If you skip this step, OneSignal will display a default bell icon. Build for Android. At this point, you should be able to build and run your app on the device. So now we go back to here. We're going to build it. Now it's looking for the app ID. The private key is already linked to this account, and the Google services files in this account, so we can use the services on this app. Okay. So let's go back and so we got Google services, we got this, yeah, Cordova Android build Cordova platform, because we have to tell the platform build Cordova platform build Android, because we already added it. Cordova platform add Android does it. Cordova platform build Android rebuilds the project. So install platforms. Okay, cool. And then just to make sure, Cordova, what is the platform? Command to build. Which command? Cordova build iOS, Cordova run Android, so it's gonna be Cordova build Android. Let's try Cordova build Android right here. Failed, try setting it manually. Failed to find Java home. Or we could just chat GPT it. What is the command? Cordova build Android. What we could also do is this. We could just delete the Android folder. That's another option. Move to trash. Now it doesn't exist, right? So now we can close Android Studio. And then when we go Cordova platform add Android, it'll have the updated file from www. Then I can just drag the Google services file in there again. Cordova platform add Android. Boom. As you can see, Android gets re-added. But now, because this index.js file was updated, as you can see with the app ID, it's now set up with the Android. So if everything fails and you can't build it, just look for it again. So then you just go open, and then just go training, test app, Android, open. Perfect. And it's the same thing. Now we just chill. Let it load. One other thing is we can just quickly check, is my Google services.json file in there? See, it's not in there. So all we have to do is re-add it, and then that's pretty much it. So once this is set up, then we're good to go. Device manager. This is all good. But just for argument's sake, I'm going to terminate it so it doesn't conflict with anything. So that's just going to shut it down. Now it looks like my app has loaded. com.cordova, OneSignal, and then this is com.cordova. Main activity is where your actual app is. IO Cordova, hello Cordova. That's the actual app. Now we want to reboot our device on Android emulator. This has our Hello World apps, and this is where it's going to be emulated on. So just make sure you have all that ready. Cool. Now it's going to boot up, take some time. It's going to be faster since we already installed everything we needed before in the other video. And now all I'm going to do is, while this is loading, go to Google Services. So I'll go to Downloads. This is the Google Services file. I want to say that. Or let me just go to this section here. Google Services. At the app level, then this, we just go back, check. Is it in here? Oh, it's been removed, so I have to re-download it from Firebase, so that's fine. All you have to do is this, just go back here, go to project settings, integration service accounts. Where is it? General, project, settings, SDK, Google Services.json. So basically go to general, scroll down, you'll see in hello IO Cordova, Google Services.json. That'll download again, just drag it into the app folder. Double check that it's there. You should see it. So now remember that, moving files in progress, okay, yes. The refactor will come up, and now you should see it here, Google Services.json. So now we're good to go. And now we have our app with the www file and the app ID. So now all we have to do is run the Gradle, sync everything. UI is not responding, that shit happens once in a while. Gradle, run that again, open the terminal so we could see where the errors are. Duplicate roots, that shit always happens, not a big deal. Next thing you want to do is hit build. Now it'll run all your packages. And it'll find any errors before you actually launch. So if some files are deprecated, that's fine. Don't give a shit. All I'm trying to do is just run the app and then run push notifications on that app. And do you see how much patience this takes? This is the no fluff guide, and it's already like near 40 minutes, 34 minutes. Okay, so build successful, that's good news. And now we have this. So once I run this, and my index.js file is there, my Google Services file is there, and it's set up on OneSignal with the app ID. So what I'm going to do is just bring this window side by side. I don't need Firebase anymore, I just need to look at OneSignal. this is here. So once I run this code and the build is successful and I have all my files, this should sync. And if that syncs, we're in the clear, we're done. All we have to do is now send the push notification. So let's run it. Oh, there might be some extra steps for Android actually as well with permission. So Cordova documentation. Well, let's check. Oh yeah, it's Android SDK stuff. We'll have to do this now as well real quick. But I just want to see if the build works. If it works, we should be okay. But ideally, you'll also want to get this. So app build Gradle. Right now this app is running, so it should open up when it's ready, once it's installed. Yep. So now it's ready. And technically it should link, but what I need to do is create a permission for push notifications. So this is what you got to do next, which is what I'll show you. So yeah, see push notifications allow. I'm just curious to see if it'll do it without it. We'll try that first. So what you have to do is first minimize, because push notifications works in the background. So all you have to do is hit the home button. It'll take you to the home screen. Hit the home button a few times, drag this up. It's being annoying right now. That's the thing with Android. It's also very laggy because I'm on a Mac. Oh, you can just hit overview. That's another thing you could do. Home. And then, yeah, so this will take you to home screen, and if you swipe up, this should show you all the open apps you're on. Yeah, so hello world, Cordova. Which is fine. This is fine for now. It's doing what I want it to do. No recent items. Okay, so that's there. Then I want to go to it's so laggy. That's going to take up some time. But what I want to do is quickly go through this portion of the app. Okay, so this is there. Let's see if home screen will take me back. Oh, the app is closed. Okay, so close the app, pre-launcher. All this stuff is there. This is the Cordova app. And that's all fine and dandy. So this is the Cordova app running in the background. So now this is running, technically, this should be able to link to Firebase. No longer receiving notifications. This is because we have to set up these items here in the Cordova. So you're gonna get this error that's expected. So what you're gonna do is this. First, you're gonna go to Android Firebase. So implementation OneSignal, add this, the module Gradle app. So what you're gonna do is go to this. You can close that for now, you don't need it. Then you wanna go to here, open this, module build Gradle. So build Gradle module app, same thing. Then we wanna look for plug. So com.notifications, OneSignal. And where do we want to put this? Build script, apply dependencies. I'm just deciding where I want to place this. Implementation OneSignal, this is already there. So implementation OneSignal, this has the version, so 5.16 to 5.19, this uses 5.1.34. You don't want to have duplicate libraries. So we can skip this step, go to next. Sync the Gradle files, that's fine. Details on the Gradle file, so you're going to need this application dot, so Android app application, and it's going to be called application here. So it's going to be called application class. So you want, this is where your main activity is. Right click, new Java class, call it application class, enter. Okay, so now you have this has your package. All you have to do is copy this. Oh, this is in Kotlin, this is Java. So technically this is the structure of what you need, but what you can do is just go straight to here, because this is your application. Copy it, delete this, paste. That's it. Save. Then you put your app ID and stuff here. So you go to here, take your app ID. If you're wondering why did we do this here and in the www, that's because it's cross-platform on Cordova. So you would need to put in the www so Apple can use it. But in Android, you have to do it in the actual application class folder. So that's just like a Cordova step. So I guess you could skip that step or just do it in case. I would recommend do it in case, just so you don't get any errors at all and there's no unexpected behavior. The other thing is, okay, in your manifest file, schema Android tools, Android name, application class. So this is your manifest file. Schema Android tools, so then we go to application, string app name, launcher. So when you go to manifest, if you look at the very top, this app thing's already there. You don't need the tools, it's not a big deal. Android name, application class. The label we already have. Application label, application name, so we'll take that. So you just want to add the name to this area, because minimap, IC launcher, and string app name are already there. So if you go to label, that's already there. And then if you go to icon, minimap, IC launcher is already there. So you have to just add this name section to your manifest. Let's go to the very end. Application, highlight the line, go to the end of the line, paste, save it. We already pasted this. Now we should be good. Now we should be able to run it. But before that, so we'll open this up. First you want to build Gradle all your files. Increase the terminal size so you can see if there's any errors. It's all successful, it looks like. Then you want to build. Should get success now that this is all configured with the app ID. Manifest all this. The other thing is we don't even need verbose, so you can just delete this. The other thing is the request permission will keep in there. So save that. Let's just build Gradle again to be safe. Build successful. Build again. So now we have just the exact packages we need. Then we should be in a position to run once we're done this. Run the app. When we run the app now, we should now be able to connect. So successfully finished. Okay, that's good. Cool. There should be a permissions feature. But since the app's already installed and we accepted that before, it won't show. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to uninstall it, just so I can show you guys from scratch. Uninstall. Uninstall. Okay. Okay. Because I want to show you guys from scratch. Otherwise, it's pointless, right? Like, may as well do it all again. It's not going to take that much longer. We're already like 46 minutes in. So this would take you guys hours. I'm just saying, like, the average person would take hours because there's so many little nuances to this that like people mess up. So like the fact that we're under an hour is already good enough news. So we'll rebuild. And that's the sound of success too. That little ding-a-ling sound or whatever. Like once you hear that, you know you're good. So this is successful. We're gonna build. Should be successful. Cool. Run the app. Now we should see a permissions area on the actual app now. Once this opens. And to that, we will click accept. I'm on a MacBook Air, so I don't really have the luxury of enlarging this enough for you guys, so you guys have to bear with me. Push notifications, allow permissions. Should show up now because it's a fresh install. Come on. There we go, allow. Perfect. Okay, so now we can swipe up. You can go to permissions too of the app. What you want to do is notifications. Double click permissions for that. No permissions denied, so notifications allowed. So when you hit select allow, it automatically goes into here and allows notifications. Otherwise, you'll have to manually go to the settings and then enable them. So that's just something that you guys can do. Now you guys can close that. And now that the app is running, we can refresh. Congratulations, success. Okay, so now that it's successful, we can go to push and send our first test push notification. And if you go to just to show you guys, subscriptions, this shows that you've been subscribed. So it's 1:07 a.m. This shows that you've successfully linked your device to OneSignal. And let's quickly go to push notifications. So now keep an eye on the screen. New push. Select blank push. So now we can just say Kane, message name is Kane. And then this is what it should look like. So this is the Kaneologist project. So title, Kane is the coolest message. Kane is awesome. So now when I hit send, this should deliver to every subscribed item on this channel. So it's review and send. So now it should show Kane's the coolest, Kane's awesome, send message. Boom. And over here, you should now see it on the phone. So you don't have to open the app. All you have to do is just pull your notifications down. So you can minimize that, pull this down. Boom, Kane is the coolest. And that is it. That's how you run push notifications using Firebase and Cordova. Via OneSignal. So Firebase, Cordova, and using OneSignal as the medium to send. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below. I might also be doing a video with Beams to show you guys, to give you guys options. But if you like this, yeah, subscribe, comment, and put any suggestions you have in the comments. We'll take a look. Peace. Kinologist out.